Want to grow your savings and start investing but don't know where to begin? Stick around because I'm about to break down 5 simple strategies that can help you master your money and build wealth. We're talking practical tips you can start using today to save more, invest wisely, and grow your wealth over time. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up your finances, these strategies will set you on the path to financial freedom. Let's dive in. Alright, let's kick things off with the foundation of it all, budgeting. I know, budgeting might sound about as exciting as watching paint dry, but trust me on this one, it's not just about cutting back on your favorite latte or skipping out on fun activities. It's the single most important thing you can do to get a handle on your money. Think of it like this: if you don't know where your money is going, how can you possibly expect to control it, let alone make it grow? It's like trying to drive a car with no idea where the road leads. A budget gives you that clarity. It's your roadmap to financial stability and growth. The first step is simple: track your income and expenses, every single dollar that comes in and goes out. This might seem tedious at first, but it's crucial. You can go old school with a pen and paper, but honestly, there are so many amazing tools out there that make this process a breeze. Excel or Google Sheets are great options if you like spreadsheets, or you can use apps like Mint or YNAB, which automatically track your transactions and categorize them for you. These tools can save you a lot of time and effort. Speaking of categories, that's the next step. Divide your expenses into needs, wants, and savings. This helps you see where your money is going and where you can make adjustments. Needs are the essentials. Things like rent or mortgage payments, groceries, utilities, the stuff you absolutely need to survive. Wants are the fun stuff like eating out, entertainment, travel, things you can probably cut back on if you need to. And then there's savings, which is where you're setting aside money for your future goals. This could be for an emergency fund, retirement, or a big purchase. Now, a popular budgeting rule is the 50-30-20 rule. This means allocating 50% of your after-tax income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. This rule is a great starting point for many people. This is just a guideline, of course, so feel free to adjust it based on your own circumstances and goals. Flexibility is key. The key is to find a system that works for you and stick with it. Consistency will help you achieve your financial goals. And hey, I want to hear from you guys. What are your favorite budgeting tools or techniques? Share your tips and tricks. Drop them in the comments below. Let's learn from each other and make budgeting a fun and rewarding experience. Okay, let's talk about debt, the dreaded D word. It's something that can cause a lot of stress and anxiety, but it's important to address it head on. Now, not all debt is created equal. Some debts can actually be beneficial, while others can be quite detrimental. Some debt, like a mortgage, can actually be considered good debt because it can help you build wealth over time. Owning a home can be a great investment. But high-interest debt, like credit card debt, is the kind of debt that can really hold you back financially. It can feel like a never-ending cycle. We're talking interest rates of 20%, 25%, sometimes even higher. These rates can quickly add up and make it difficult to pay off the balance. That means if you're only making the minimum payments, you're basically throwing money away on interest charges. It's like pouring money down the drain. It's like trying to run a marathon with a 50-pound weight strapped to your back. The burden can be overwhelming and slow you down significantly. You might eventually get there, but it's going to be a lot harder and take a lot longer. The journey will be much more challenging. So, how do you tackle high-interest debt? The first step is to create a solid plan and stick to it. There are 2 main methods: the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. Each has its own unique approach and benefits. The debt snowball method is all about momentum. It focuses on gaining quick wins to keep you motivated. You start by paying off your smallest debt first, regardless of the interest rate. This can give you a sense of accomplishment early on. Once that's paid off, you take the money you were putting towards that debt and apply it to your next smallest debt, and so on. This creates a snowball effect. Giving you small wins along the way to keep you motivated. Each victory builds on the last. The debt avalanche method, on the other hand, focuses on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first. This method is more about long-term savings. This approach saves you the most money on interest charges in the long run. It's a more strategic way to minimize the total amount you pay. Let's say you have a credit card with a $5,000 balance and a 20% interest rate. The interest can quickly become overwhelming. If you only make the minimum payments, it could take you over 20 years to pay it off, and you'll end up paying thousands of dollars in interest. The debt can feel never-ending. But if you make extra payments and focus on paying down the principal faster, you can significantly reduce that time and save yourself a ton of money. Every extra payment counts. Remember, every dollar you put towards paying down debt is a dollar that's no longer being eaten away by interest. It's a step towards financial freedom. It's like giving yourself an instant return on your money, and who doesn't love a guaranteed return? It's a smart financial move. So make a plan to crush that high-interest debt and free up your cash flow for things that truly matter. Your financial future depends on it. Trust me, your future self will thank you. The effort you put in now will pay off in the long run. Chapter 3. Build an emergency fund. Now let's talk about building an emergency fund. This is one of the most crucial steps in securing your financial future. This is your financial safety net, your peace of mind fund. It's the buffer that stands between you and financial disaster. It's what protects you from life's unexpected curveballs, like a sudden job loss, medical bills, or car repairs. These are the kinds of expenses that can derail your financial stability if you're not prepared. Imagine this, you're cruising along, life is good, and then bam! Out of nowhere, an unexpected expense hits you. Your car decides to take an unscheduled vacation to the mechanic. Suddenly, you're faced with a hefty repair bill. Or maybe you get laid off from your job. The steady income you relied on is suddenly gone. These things happen, and they often happen when we least expect them. It's during these times that an emergency fund becomes invaluable. That's where your emergency fund swoops in to save the day. It provides the financial cushion you need to handle these unexpected events without going into debt. The general rule of thumb is to have 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved in a safe and easily accessible account, like a high-yield savings account. This ensures that you have enough to cover your basic needs while you get back on your feet. This might seem like a lot, especially when you're first starting out, but the key is to start small and be consistent. Even small contributions can add up over time. Set a goal to save, say, $500, then $1,000, and then gradually work your way up to having 3 months' worth of expenses saved. Breaking it down into smaller, more manageable goals can make the process less daunting. You can even automate your savings so that a certain amount is transferred from your checking account to your savings account each month without you even having to think about it. Automation makes saving effortless and ensures consistency. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they need to wait until they have a ton of money saved before they start investing. But the truth is, you can start with small amounts. Even if you can only afford to invest a small amount each month, that money will add up over time, especially thanks to the power of compound interest, which we'll talk about more in a bit. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. The most important thing is to start somewhere, and an emergency fund is the perfect place to begin. It sets the foundation for a secure financial future. It gives you a solid financial foundation and the peace of mind knowing that you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. With an emergency fund, you can face the future with confidence and security. Chapter 4. Start investing early. Alright, let's talk about investing, the key to building long-term wealth. Now when I say investing, I'm not talking about trying to get rich quick with risky bets on meme stocks or cryptocurrencies. I'm talking about building a diversified portfolio of solid investments that will grow your wealth over time. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow, thanks to the magic of compound interest. Compound interest is like your money's superpower. It's the concept of earning interest on your initial investment, as well as on any interest you've earned previously. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger and bigger over time. To put it into perspective, let's say you invest $200 per month in a low-cost, diversified index fund that tracks the S&P 500, and you earn an average annual return of 8%. If you start investing at age 25 and keep investing consistently until you retire at age 65, you'll have over $500,000. That's the power of compound interest in action. The key is to start early and be consistent. Even if you can only afford to invest a small amount each month, that money will add up over time, especially thanks to the power of compound interest, which we'll talk about more in a bit. The most important thing is to start somewhere, and an emergency fund is the perfect place to begin. It gives you a solid financial foundation and the peace of mind knowing that you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. Chapter 5. Diversify your income. Finally, let's talk about diversifying your income. Relying on a single source of income is like putting all your eggs in one basket. Risky business. If something happens to that one source of income, you're in trouble. That's why it's crucial to diversify your income streams. This means having multiple sources of income coming in, so if one dries up, you're not completely sunk. Think of it like this: your income is your greatest wealth-building tool. It's the fuel that powers your investments, your savings, and your ability to achieve your financial goals. The more income streams you have, the more fuel you have to power your financial journey. One of the best ways to diversify your income is through side hustles. This could be anything from freelancing, creating and selling digital products, starting an online business, or even driving for a ride-sharing service. The possibilities are endless. Another way to diversify your income is through investments that generate passive income, like dividend-paying stocks or real estate. Dividend stocks are shares of companies that pay out a portion of their profits to shareholders on a regular basis, typically quarterly. Real estate investing involves buying, managing, and selling or renting properties for profit. The key is to find income streams that align with your skills, interests, and available time. And remember, diversifying your income isn't just about making more money. It's about creating financial security and flexibility. Outro: master your money and build your wealth. So, to recap: budget wisely, crush debt, save for emergencies, invest early, and diversify your income. These 5 simple strategies are the building blocks of financial success. Remember, managing your money doesn't have to be complicated. Start with these steps, be consistent, and watch your financial well-being soar. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could use these tips. And don't forget to subscribe for more personal finance videos. See you next time.